The way you begin your day is the way you live your life. Each morning is a fresh start, a clean page, a still moment to plan the energy you want to bring with you. Most folks don't realize the power of a morning. They wake up in a hurry, checking phones and responding to the world before even taking a breath for themselves. But when you opt to begin your day with intention, everything shifts. It's not waking up early, it's waking up with intention. An intentional morning provides the beat for a productive day. It doesn't have to be flawless or complicated. It just needs to be yours. Perhaps it's taking a minute of quiet time, praying or listing what you intend to accomplish. Perhaps it's standing at the window and letting the morning sun graze your face, reminding you that you exist and are strong enough to do anything. These small moments of noticing are immense. They ground you. They cause you to claim your thoughts before the world begins to mold them for you. Muniba Mazari frequently discusses beginning the day with gratitude and intention. In spite of all that has happened to her, she feels that every new morning is a gift, a second chance to start again. Her mornings are not about scurrying or doing it all at once. They're about calm, introspection, and alignment with purpose. That's what makes her message so powerful. She reminds us that even if life isn't unfolding as we hoped, we still have control over how we start our day, how we arrive, and how we decide to move forward. When you wake up with intention, you focus your mind on what is most important. You stop allowing the din of the world determine your mood. Rather than scrolling through social media and comparing your life, you center yourself on your goals, your peace, your energy. Imagine waking up in the morning not with anxiety, but with calm resolve. Imagine looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, "Today, I will give my best." I may not have control over everything, but I do have control over how I react. That small shift in mindset can transform boring mornings into moments of strength. And the reality is, consistency trumps perfection. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. or have a strict routine to make your mornings count. You just need to be consistent. 10 minutes of intentional time, whether it's journaling, stretching, reading, or meditating, can create a positive momentum that lasts throughout the day. The task isn't to pack your morning with activities. It's to pack your morning with presence. You're creating space for peace before the day begins to demand your energy. There's something holy about early mornings. The world is still, your mind is clear, and you have a moment to really listen to your thoughts, your heart, your purpose. And when you spend that time well, you begin to gain momentum. You begin your day ahead, not behind. You face obstacles with clarity rather than chaos. That's the difference between living in reactivity and living with intention. Muniba's life teaches us that we can choose to rise, each and every day. Life may bring you down, but with each sunrise comes a new invitation to rise again. And how you rise in the morning after a tough day can set the strength of your spirit. When you start your day in a state of gratitude, even for the little things, the breath you take, the opportunity to get it right next time, you start to move away from frustration and towards faith. Gratitude anchors you. It makes you humble and optimistic simultaneously. If you desire a more desirable life, begin by building better mornings. Make your earliest moments holy. Speak supportive words to yourself. Inform yourself of your value before entering the world that may cause you to lose sight of it. Substitute chaos for peace, doubt for direction, and distraction for purpose. When you start your day based on intention, you take that energy with you into everything you do. So this coming morning, when the rush hasn't started yet, just breathe. Turn around. Murmur softly to yourself, "This day is mine." Because each day you wake up with intention, you are one step closer to a better life. And one day you will look back and see, it wasn't a miracle at all that transformed everything. It was the quiet, steady choice you made every morning to begin with thankfulness, to begin with clarity, to begin with you, gratitude is one of the simplest, yet most powerful, daily habits you can adopt. It doesn't cost money, effort, or ideal circumstances, just awareness. When you decide to start dwelling on what you already have, rather than what you don't have, your entire outlook changes. Suddenly, the things you used to take for granted begin to seem like blessings, and life itself becomes more vibrant. Gratitude is not about forgetting pain or denying everything is okay. It's about seeing light even in darkness. Muniba Mazari repeatedly tells us that gratitude is the stepping stone to happiness. She lost a lot after the accident: mobility, comfort, dreams she once had, but never lost gratitude. She learned to say thank you not only for what life brought to her, but for what life took. Because in losing, she found strength; in hurting, she found purpose. That's the beauty of gratitude. It turns agony into wisdom, and it allows you to find meaning in seconds when others can only find sorrow. When you start your day with thankfulness, everything is different. Rather than grumbling about what is lacking, you value what you already have. You feel the comfort of your bed, hear the chirping birds in the morning, that you get another day to give it another shot. Gratitude anchors you. It settles the soul and focuses the mind. It is a gentle reminder that though life is less than ideal, there's plenty for which you can be thankful. Making gratitude a daily habit is like training your brain to seek out good things. It may feel forced or insignificant at first. Perhaps you can only come up with one or two things. But as time passes, your sensitivities increase. You begin noticing that there is beauty in the mundane: a stranger's smile, laughter, something learned from a failure. You start to notice that blessings aren't scarce. They're all around, just waiting for you to see them. One effective way to cultivate gratitude is to put it in writing. Place a tiny journal next to your bed, and each morning or evening, note down 3 things you appreciate. They don't have to be enormous. Sometimes it's simply the coffee I drank this morning, or a friend who listened. It's just that you're reminding your heart to love life in its own imperfect way. When you make this a practice, you begin to carry that appreciative energy with you throughout your day. And even the people around you can feel it, too. Appreciation makes you softer, yet it makes you stronger. It makes you more resilient when faced with adversity, because you remain reminded of what is still good. Gratitude also transforms the way you treat others. When you are thankful for life, you automatically become sweeter, more tolerant, more compassionate. You desist from taking people for granted and begin to realize their worth. You start saying thank you more frequently, not only with words, but with presence and authenticity. And that small gesture of acceptance can light up someone else's whole day. Gratitude does not only transform your life, it has a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. Even in the darkest of times, there is something to be grateful for. Perhaps not for the ache, but in the ache, the resilience it's creating, the wisdom it's imparting, the understanding it's offering. When you can utter thank you in the midst of your anguish, you have really reached mastery over gratitude. For then your joy no longer rests on outside events, it resides within. Muniba once quipped, "We are all broken in one way or another, but the light enters through those cracks." Gratitude makes you notice the light. Gratitude reminds you that each experience, no matter how hurtful, adds richness to your narrative. It encourages you to cease wondering, "Why me?" and begin asking, "What is this teaching me?" That realignment by itself can transform despair into direction. So establish gratitude as a daily practice. Speak it, write it, live it. Give thanks to life for what you receive and for what you learn. Enjoy your journey, even the slow parts, even the uncertain parts, because they're making you a stronger, wiser, more compassionate person. When you live in gratitude, you're no longer chasing happiness, you're creating it. And that's when life starts to feel not only better, but really beautiful. What you input into your mind determines the life you lead. Like your body needs healthy food in order to remain healthy, your mind requires positivity, information, and inspiration to become powerful. Everything you think about, everything you read, everything you hear, it all contributes to who you are. That's why it's one of the strongest daily habits you can form to be deliberate about what comes into your mind. Feeding your mind positivity doesn't mean you're avoiding reality. You're actually becoming able to face it with strength and with clarity. Muniba Mazari constantly tells us that our minds have the ability to break us or to build us. After her accident, she might have filled her mind with bitterness, fear, and regret, and no one would have blamed her. But she did not. Instead, she filled it with gratitude, faith, and hope. She made the decision that even if her body was wheelchair bound, her mind would be free, free to dream, free to inspire, free to create. That decision didn't only shift her mindset, it altered her whole life. The thing is, your brain believes what you constantly repeat to it. If you continuously say, "I can't," then your brain will come up with excuses to show you that you were correct. But if you repeat to yourself, "I can," and "I will," you begin to look for means to make it possible. That's the amazing power of mindset. It determines your reality before your actions even start. So be careful about the stories you tell yourself. Swap out "I'm not enough" for "I'm learning." Swap out "I failed" for "I grew." These little tweaks make big differences over time. It doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means looking at solutions rather than problems, at expansion rather than restriction. It means being around energy that lifts you up, books that motivate you, individuals who push you to reach higher, discussions that make you ask more questions. Select what you take in carefully. If you just scroll through negativity, comparisons, and noise all day, your brain will begin to mirror that craziness. But if you decide to take in uplifting concepts, calm content, and empowering narratives, your mind will begin reflecting strength and positivity. One easy way to do this is to begin your day with something for your mind. Read a few pages of an inspiring book. Listen to a motivational podcast. Watch a short video that evokes hope rather than fear. These few minutes can set a mighty tone for the rest of your day. Similarly, with the way you close off your day, don't fill your mind with worry or gossip when you go to sleep. Instead, opt for calm, reflection, or thankfulness. Guarding your mental space is a daily practice, and it's one of the best gifts you can bestow on yourself. Muniba's story teaches us that positivity is not a situation but a choice. She does not have a perfect life, she has a purposeful one. And that purpose is driven by the way she thinks. Even when she hurts, she decides to dwell on what she can do instead of what she cannot do. That is what it means to feed your mind with positivity. It is deciding to find possibility where others find limitation. Every day, life will test your mindset. There will be negativity, criticism, and doubt. But when your mind is strong, those things can't shake you. You'll begin to see setbacks not as endings, but as redirections. You'll start turning obstacles into opportunities because your mind has learned to focus on progress, not pity. The words you cultivate today will determine the person you are tomorrow. So watch your mind like it is holy, because it is. Hang out with others who encourage life in you, not suck life out of you. Read books that challenge your thinking, not make you wonder if you are enough. Surround yourself with ideas that stretch your capacity and grow your faith. When you nourish your mind with positivity, you build a life that mirrors it. You begin to emit peace, confidence, and hope. Problems don't go away, but your approach to dealing with them changes entirely. And one day, you'll realize that the power to build a better life was never outside of you. It was within your mind all along, waiting to be nurtured with the right thoughts. Your body is the foundation upon which every dream, every idea, and every effort stands. Without health, even the greatest ambitions lose their strength. Caring for your body is not vanity, it's an act of respect. It's recognizing that you can't give from an empty vessel, that your energy, attention, and feelings are all intertwined with the way you take care of yourself in the physical sense. Every baby step you take toward improved health, whether it's staying more hydrated, sleeping well, or being more active, adds the resilience you need to live your best life. Muniba Mazari's journey teaches us that the body might have limits, but the spirit does not. After her accident, she could have given up on taking care of her physical health. She could have accepted weakness as her fate. But instead, she made the conscious choice to nurture her body in every way she could. She understood that her body, even though it had changed, was still her home, and that house needed care, compassion, and patience. That was the kind of thinking that enabled her to rebuild herself, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. When you take care of your body, you're showing yourself that you are important. You're reminding yourself that your health is a priority, not an afterthought. So many people pursue success, money, or accolades and in the process forget their health. They eat late, miss meals, succumb to stress, and then complain about how tired and lacking in inspiration they feel. Success isn't about what you do. It's about how you feel when you're doing it. Your energy is your best asset, and guarding it begins with taking care of your body. Physical fitness is not merely a matter of exercise, it's a matter of self-discipline. Every time you get your body moving, even for 10 minutes a day, you're training your mind to be consistent. You're teaching your mind that results happen by just showing up, no matter how incremental the steps are. And the most amazing thing, movement releases energy. It makes you more focused, improves your mood, and reminds you that you exist. Muniba once stated that even when you can't move mountains, you can move your mindset. And taking care of your body does just that. Mindful eating is also a way of respecting yourself. Food is fuel, not comfort. The more you feed yourself healthy, natural foods, the more your body retaliates with energy and vitality. It's not about perfection or strict diets. It's about balance and respect. The same applies to rest. With a world that celebrates eternal hustle, rest is now a scarce form of self-love. Rest, however, is not laziness, it's recovery. It's when your body fixes itself, your mind rewinds, and your soul rejuvenates. Without it, you can't give your best. Your body also responds to the thoughts you entertain. When you're brimming with stress, anger, or negativity, it's apparent. Your energy plummets, your posture falters, and your health deteriorates. But when you infuse yourself with gratitude and peace, your body starts to mirror that inner peace. Taking care of your body is not distinct from your emotional well-being. It's highly interconnected. A peaceful mind facilitates a healthy body, and a healthy body fortifies a peaceful mind. It's so easy to take health for granted until it is gone. Don't let pain or fatigue remind you of its worth. Begin today, stretch a bit, breathe deeply, drink water, eat something healthy. Each healthy decision you make is a vote for the life you wish to live. It's a message to the world that you are surviving, you are thriving. Muniba's message is easy but deep. Love the body you have, whether it's curved, constricted, or imperfect. Treat it with compassion and toleration. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be respected. When we take care of our bodies, we unlock the power to chase our dreams, battle adversity, and move others. Because true beauty, true confidence, and true success all begin with one powerful choice: to take care of yourself, inside and out. At the end of every day, take a moment to pause, not to rush into sleep, not to scroll through your phone, but to truly reflect, to breathe, to think, and to reconnect with yourself. One of the most neglected better life habits, but one that yields the greatest progress, is reflection. Every day is a story with lessons, feelings, and moments that fly by too fast if we don't take the time to pay attention. When you make time to reflect, you bestow upon yourself the gift of awareness, the ability to know where you are, how you got there, and where you are going. Muniba Mazari always says, "Don't just go through life, grow through life." And reflection is where that happens. It's where you finally stop rushing from one place to another and listen simply to your thoughts, your actions, and your heart. Most people crawl into bed at night unaware of the beauty or lessons from their day. They do the same thing, experience the same disappointments, and ask themselves why change is not happening. But when you look, you start noticing patterns. You see what gives you calm and what sucks the energy out of you. You begin to grasp what matters most to you and what doesn't. Knowing that is the beginning of the transformation. Reflection doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as straightforward as 3 questions that you ask yourself at the end of the day. What did I do well today? What didn't go so well? What can I improve on tomorrow? These little, honest questions create a bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. You start taking charge of your life rather than life just happening to you. You see that all the mistakes contain a lesson, all the obstacles conceal growth, and all the wins, no matter how insignificant, are worth being thankful for. Muniba's life itself is testimony to resilience and consciousness. She keeps talking about how introspection restored her after her accident. There were times she felt shattered and lost, but rather than giving up, she decided to look inwards. She questioned herself what she could gain from her pain, what she could still offer to the world. That inner questioning transformed her agony into strength. She discovered meaning in her pain because she spent time contemplating what it was teaching her. That's the alchemy of reflection. It doesn't eliminate the past, but enables you to comprehend it. Each evening, when the world slows, take 5 or 10 minutes just to sit. Write in a journal or just think. Let your mind rehash the day, not to judge yourself, but to learn. Rejoice in the moments you got right. Forgive yourself in the moments you didn't. And make gentle intentions for tomorrow. These quiet moments construct emotional intelligence and inner peace. They allow you to carry less regret and more gratitude. In self-reflection, you will also learn how much you have grown. We tend to take our own growth for granted because we're constantly in pursuit of the next target. But if you take a look at your day, your week, or your year, you will find that even when the days were tough, you kept on going. You survived, you coped, and you learned. That realization fills you with a quiet kind of confidence. The kind that reminds you that no matter what tomorrow brings, you can handle it. Reflection makes experience wisdom. It adds meaning to your struggles and purpose to your dreams. It keeps you centered in gratitude and attuned to growth. Without it, days blend together. With it, each day is a stepping stone to becoming a better you. So tonight, when you go to bed, don't simply ruminate on what went wrong. Ruminate on what went right. Ruminate on what you learned, on whom you helped, and how you appeared. Remember that progress isn't about perfection. It's about consciousness, effort, and intention. Reflect, learn, grow, and start anew. Because when you close each day with reflection, you don't simply live life. You grow through it.